Alright guys, welcome back to Urban Reef. As you can see, the 75-gallon tank is set back up, and I also have the 55-gallon sump underneath. All DIY. I'll give you a quick walkthrough of what I got left on the 75-gallon tank, and then we'll go through the 55-gallon sump. As you can see, I have my Picasso clownfish. I still have the Melanaris wrasse. He sleeps right there next to the Blastomussa. I have the Blastomussa left over. That was in the crash. Looks to be doing pretty good since the return to the 75-gallon. My Goniapora coral right there has also started to open up since being added back to the tank. I have a rose bubble tip anemone right there, nicely inflated, but is not as pink as it was before. I hope it's not too bleached out. Also, I have my leather coral right to the right of that. I'm not exactly sure if that's a goner. It looks to be, but hopefully it comes back. I have my zoanthids right there. They also have started to open up since the return to the 75-gallon tank. My acans right here have just blown up since I put them back in the 75-gallon tank. They did okay in the 10-gallon, but this is what they used to look like. They were growing quick before the crash. I have another rose bubble tip anemone. These two had split right before the crash. It wasn't exactly a great time for a crash, considering these two were just trying to recover, and then I nuked the tank. My Fungia plate coral is gone. Hopefully it will spawn off some new plate corals and it'll come back. My octo spawn right here on the left in the center has a hole in it, but it still has some tentacles in there, so maybe the octo spawn will come back. My torch coral, believe it or not, has actually opened up quite a bit since placing it back in the 75-gallon. I know it doesn't look good now, but it did not look like it was going to make it another day in the 10-gallon, but it's all been about a week now since the crash. So everything is actually turning around. I have some hermit crabs left over. That's all the corals I have left, guys. I pretty much lost everything else. I lost almost all my fish, except for the clownfish and the Melanaris wrasse, which is actually a good thing because they are my son's favorite. Now let's go for a tour of my sump, and hopefully I can answer any questions for you or give you guys some ideas. Alright guys, this is my sump. I have two chambers here. I have my return chamber coming from my 1-inch return from the tank. I have it comes straight down to the bottom. Then the water flows over the top of the first section of glass, goes down through some filter floss. I have a bag full of carbon right there right now to get anything, if anything was left over from the caulk. I have my Seachems Matrix biofilter media. That's all brand new in there. I've replaced the old stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Once we go through the Seachems Matrix, the flow then comes up and over my first baffle, where I have my heater, an air stone, and some Chaeto. The Chaeto has gotten a lot smaller since I've placed it in here. It's not growing any. It's what I had from the crash. Hopefully it'll start to grow. Once we have that, we come back up and over this chamber where I have some mangroves growing. I have 5 mangroves and some red gracia growing down there. on a piece of live rock. We then come under this chamber and up and over this baffle to my return pump. I know the water level looks pretty high right now. That is not my usual running level. I do have a hang on the front or hang on the back skimmer that I have in place for right now until I can get another one, which is going to go in this second chamber right before the return pump. And then I have my last chamber here, which I could make a complete refugium or whatever I'd like to do with it, but right now I'm using it for my ATO, my auto top-off reservoir. Holds about 8 gallons, so that should get me a little bit over a week of top-off water. And then as you look up, I have a manifold with a 3/4 check valve, and I have a blue grow light from the local Home Depot store, but it's made for growing plants. My mangroves, I wash them off once a day with a spray bottle with RO water in it just to keep the salt creep from growing on them. And I have a Fluval C hydrometer here. I got that in the My Aquarium box. This thing kind of fluctuates all over the place. 1 minute it's up, I mean, as I'm looking at it right now, I'm at 1.026 to 1.028. I know it's not at that because I have another specific gravity scope that I use. I do keep the tank at 1.026. So I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, as you look at it right now, it's saying 1.026. But guys, that's my sump. That's all my baffles and all my chambers. I'll back out so you guys can see it complete under the tank. This is the second sump I built. The first sump was a 20-gallon sump. That was on this same 75-gallon tank. But guys, as you can see, it's basically a new beginning, blank slate. I would like to add some more live rock, but that's down the road. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Any tips or tricks I can give to you, or you can even give to me, be appreciated. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.